Barcelona is one of the most popular places to visit in the world, with millions and millions of people going there every year. So why is it so well known? Well, it has nearly everything a tourist would want. It's easy to get to, has good weather, beautiful beaches, mountains nearby, a busy nightlife, tasty local food, and a rich history and culture. So find out the best places and the things to do in Barcelona by looking at our list of the city's top attractions. Let's get started. Number 10. Picasso Museum. The Picasso Museum, which opened in 1963, is built in 5 ancient palaces on the Calle de Montcada in the Gothic Quarter. The Calle de Montcada is designated a historic artistic monument, and the 5 palaces date from the 13th and 14th centuries respectively. Each building's construction has a central patio and a giant outside stairway. The museum's collection centers on works made by Pablo Picasso as a young artist. The exhibition, which contains over 4,000 pieces, demonstrates the artist's skills during his formative years. An extensive collection includes works completed between 1895 and Picasso's Blue Period. Several paintings from 1917 are also highlighted in the collection, including Harlequin, which depicts a Harlequin character, and Blanquita Suarez, which represents a famous singer of the time. Not to be overlooked is the Las Meninas collection of paintings portraying the Infanta Margarita Mara. People often think of Picasso's paintings as abstract cube portraits that are hard to understand. Most of the time you can't see his genius in his work. The Picasso Museum displays the painter and sculptor's life work in chronological order. The many phases are discussed, and the aesthetic alterations are simple to grasp. If you didn't like Picasso's art before you went to the museum, you might still not like it after you go, but you'll understand a lot more. You'll realize Picasso's connection to the city of Barcelona is very thrilling. The Picasso Museum in Barcelona, together with the Prado in Madrid and the Picasso Museum in Paris, houses one of the painter's 3 significant collections of works. Number 9. La Barceloneta. Barceloneta is the most famous of Barcelona's 7 beaches, which runs across 4.5 kilometers of shoreline. It is one of the busiest and nearest to the city center. An avenue popular with runners and cyclists goes around the 1,100 meters sandy beach. As expected, the spot may get crowded, particularly during the summer when beach bars open and the beach soon fills up with tourists and locals. Lifeguards, public bathrooms, changing rooms, showers, lounge chairs and sun umbrella rentals, snack bars, ice cream stalls, places for recreational activities and restaurants are all available at this beach. You can even take a trip on the Port cable car, which ascends from here to the mountaintop, Montjuïc, to see views over La Barceloneta's coastline, marinas, and port area. Number 8. Palace of Catalan Music. Between 1905 and 1908, architect Louis Dominic I Montaner designed the Palace of Catalan Music as a concert hall for the choral association Orfeo Català. The structure, which is on the UNESCO list, is a prime example of the elaborate Art Nouveau style. The outside is covered with mosaics, sculptures, and ornate ironwork. The concert auditorium's interior is as vibrant and fantastical as the outside. This beautiful theater, decorated with Art Nouveau elements like flowers and fruit, is a great place to enjoy a concert. The music hall is the only auditorium in Europe that uses natural light during the day, seating over 2,200 people. The walls and ceiling of the concert auditorium are entirely covered in stunning pieces of art. Stained glass windows make up most of the 2 walls, with a stained glass skylight by Antoni Rigalt adorning the ceiling, and its center has an inverted dome in sun-like gold tones, surrounded by blue. The music stage is bordered by intricate statues of muses. The palace has a year-round concert schedule that features various musical genres, but outside the concert times, visitors can take a guided tour of the place to explore its interior. The Café Palau, located inside, is a cafe restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, and afternoon snacks in a warm and inviting inside setting or on a lovely outside terrace. Number 7. Montjuïc. Montjuïc is a large, shallow hill to the southwest of the city center with a relatively flat top. The hill's eastern slope is practically steep rock, providing a stunning view of the city's port below. The hill's summit was home to various fortresses, the most recent of which still stands today. The hilltop suburb was built on the site of an old Jewish cemetery, thus named the Mount Montjuïc. Translates to Mountain of the Jews. It stands 213 meters above sea level, is capped by a stronghold, and slopes steeply down to the shoreline. The Parc de Montjuïc, a stunning natural park with spectacular vistas, crowns this picturesque location. The National Art Museum of Catalonia is one of Montjuïc's most popular attractions. The museum houses in the Palau Nacional offers an excellent collection of Catalan art from the 10th to the 20th century, comprising sculptures, paintings, drawings, engravings, and photography. The museum also exhibits European Renaissance and Baroque art, as well as a collection of modern art, including avant-garde pieces developed after World War II. Number 6. Casa Milà. The UNESCO-listed Casa Milà is Antoni Gaudí's most notable secular structure, located in the exemplary quarter of the magnificent thoroughfare of Passeig de Gràcia. Casa Milà is also known as La Pedrera, which translates to the stone quarry due to its resemblance to an open quarry. Built between 1906 and 1912, this flashy, luxurious residence resembles a sculpture rather than a functioning structure. The natural stone exterior is curled along every line with rounded windows and metal balcony railings twinning around in plant-like patterns. The roof is also sloping, which is accentuated by the ornamental chimneys. The building entrance is on Carrer de Provença through a magnificent wrought iron gate that leads to an interior courtyard. The structure is supported by load-bearing ribbed arches, a characteristic that demonstrates Gaudí's skill as a structural engineer. Visitors may take a trip around the rooftop terrace to get a closer look at the oddly shaped mosaic-adorned chimneys. The top deck also offers breathtaking views of the city, with vistas stretching all the way to the Basilica della Sagrada Familia in the distance. Casa Milà features stores and a sophisticated restaurant on the building's mezzanine, Café de la Pedrera, which serves gourmet Catalan cuisine for lunch and evening. Brunch and tapas are also available at this restaurant. Number 5. Gothic Quarter. Old is good, especially in the Gothic Quarter in Old Town Barcelona, which is the oldest part of the city. Some believe that the area dates back 2,000 years, but what visitors see now isn't that old. Visitors will view the Jewish Quarter, the most friendly area of the Gothic Quarter. You can also stroll the walkways where a young Picasso went to school and dine at Barcelona's oldest restaurant, which dates back to 1796. For over 2,000 years, the Gothic Quarter has served as the city's spiritual and secular heart, although relics of old Roman structures may still be seen here. The Middle Ages are best represented by the historic monuments crammed into this district. Tourists will love strolling through the tiny pedestrian paths and exploring the neighborhood's charmed stores and restaurants. Getting lost here immerses tourists in the enchanting atmosphere of a traffic-free medieval world. The sounds of people conversing and laughing, or the strumming of Spanish classical guitar, liven up picturesque squares. Children frequently play pickup soccer in the Gothic Quarter's secret corners, while locals gather on the walkway terraces of cafes nestled away in courtyards. Number 4. Casa Batllo. Another remarkable Gaudí design, the UNESCO-listed Casa Batllo, is one of Barcelona's most distinctive modernist structures. With its freely swinging curves, the mishmash of colors, and ornate exterior, this fantastical structure resembles a strange fairy tale castle. Most of the design elements deviate totally from any architectural precedent. The first floor window frame is surrounded by swinging designs that resemble plants, while others reach cave openings. Decorative glazed ceramic tiles in green, blue, and orchard colors contribute to the glitz of the facade. Like Casa Milà, the wave-shaped roof contains multiple beautifully ornamented chimneys. It was an unmatched home, but not where most people would feel at ease. Number 3. Palau and Parc Guëll. Another notable structure, constructed by renowned architect Antoni Gaudí, is Palau Guëll, often known as Palace Guëll. It is an excellent spot for tourists to begin appreciating his work. It's one of his earliest significant works and sets the tone for the rest of his designs. Gaudí created Palau Guëll for a rich inhabitant. Because the billionaires were entertained frequently, the house was built around a central hall, with other rooms designed to meet the family's needs. Gaudí's use of space and lighting in the Palau Guëll was groundbreaking. On the other hand, Parc Guëll is genuinely colorful, cheery, and full of whimsy. The garden space has magnificent fountains, viaduct grottos, a colonnade hall, twisting stairs, and semi-closed discussion chairs. These imaginative buildings are adorned with colorful mosaics made of pottery fragments. Picnic spots and a beautiful terrace with panoramic views of the city and the sea are available. God himself adored this neighborhood and his home was there. To visit Parc Guëll, you must first purchase an admission ticket. Since this is one of Barcelona's most famous tourist attractions, it is best to arrive early to escape the crowds. There are also guided tours available. Number 2. La Rambla, Barcelona's social hub. La Rambla was originally the riverbed that marked the outer borders of a fortified city. However, when Barcelona grew in the 15th century, La Rambla became a part of the inner city. In time, several religious houses were constructed in the surrounding districts, and the riverbed became known as the convent thoroughfare. La Rambla did not become a more clearly defined street until the early 18th century, when permission was allowed to construct on the ancient walls in the Boqueria neighborhood. In 1775, a part of the city wall was demolished, and a central walkway was constructed, bordered with poplar trees higher than the roadways on either side. Today, La Rambla is the epicenter of Barcelona's social life. The street has wide pedestrian pathways and is lined with stores, restaurants, and outdoor cafes, making it one of the city's most popular hangouts. During the day, many locals may visit the Mercat de la Boqueria to conduct their daily shopping. At night, groups of friends and families wander down La Rambla to enjoy the fresh air and bustling atmosphere. On other days, passerbys may be treated to live music, a mime show, or other spontaneous street acts. Number 1. Sagrada Familia. La Sagrada Familia is one of Barcelona's most famous attractions, receiving over 2.8 million people each year. The Diocese architect Francisco de Paula del Villar began work on La Sagrada Familia in March 1882. At the end of 1883, Gaudí was commissioned to take over the project. He worked on designing and constructing this one-of-a-kind masterpiece until his death on June 7, 1926, at the age of 74. Following his death, a succession of gifted architects carried on with the building according to Gaudí's intentions. Unfortunately, many of these blueprints were destroyed by fire during the Spanish Civil War in 1936. Trying to follow the remnants of the old blueprints had been difficult for the building's current architects. Nature is a big part of Gaudí's work, both in the way he uses symbols and in the way he uses organic shapes and forms. When the church is finished, it will have 3 facades, each with its own theme and style. The Nativity facade will be about Jesus' birth, the Passion facade will be about Christ's death, and the Glory facade will be about God's glory. The original plan calls for a total of 18 spires, one for each of the 12 apostles, the 4 evangelists, Mary and Jesus. So far, only 8 of the spires have been finished. When the building is done, it is expected to be the world's tallest church. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely watch this next trending destination. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what your favorite place was. See you next time!